What we want from you is not what you think, but what you believe your customers would say if they were here. And then what we do is actually match what Argos people are saying their customers want with what customers have said they actually want. So we really want to understand your view of the customer, what your customers need and what they want. What we'll then do is do something called customer journey, and I'll explain that as we come to it. It's fairly straightforward. And then we do some themes around some common ideas around what you've said. And then what we then do at the end of that is go on to score those themes in terms of how important they are. We'll get straight into the first bit. And you will see there are a number of post-it notes and pens on your table. One statement per post-it note. I need Argos to have a till where I can pay, but don't need to write the first bit. Initials in the bottom left-hand corner. Need or want, and it's a need that they've got to have to shop, or a want that's something we don't do at the moment that you think a customer would like. So an N or a W in the bottom right-hand corner, depending on what it's representing. Does that kind of make sense? So you've got up to 6 post-it notes each with your needs or wants, N or W on there in your statements. So what I'd like to do next is try and start grouping those post-it notes into themes. What we've got here represents in really simple terms a customer journey through Argos. So this first little bit here is about influence. So what might influence them to come into the store in the first place? What might drive them into the store? What we've got here is the in-store experience, so once they walk through the front door to the point that they walk out. And what we've got here is the post-purchase experience. One of you, whoever wants to be brave, come forward and stick one of your post-it notes on here in the appropriate bit. If it was about fantastic offers, that will be influence. If it's I need to be able to pay quickly, that will be obviously in store. If it was something like I need a clear refund policy process, that will be post-purchase. Does that kind of make sense? So who would like to be brave and go first with a post-it? Yeah, fabulous.
Cool.
Shout it out.
So this is to complete my purchase with as little fuss as possible.
Brilliant, that's going to be in store. Fantastic, thank you. So we've got to complete purchase with as little fuss as possible and to serve me quickly and without having a long wait. So what I'm getting here as a theme is speed of service. So anyone got anything that might sit under speed of service? Doesn't matter if you haven't, we'll just choose another one.
Have a quicker turnaround on customer special orders. So if we haven't got it in stock and we order it in from, sometimes they're a bit perturbed about having to wait maybe 3 or 4 days for it to come in from warehouse.
There was a store that I did around the sort of Manchester area, and to put it kindly, you know, the shopping centre it was on the edge of was really run down, and it was kind of indoor markets and pound shops, and you think, you know, this is great, they've got a shopping centre catering to the area, but it's not an affluent area. So I go into the Argos store and I'm doing my store assessment, and I see a £650 Nikon digital SLR camera in the glass cabinet, and I thought, A, does anyone around here, are they likely to have the disposable income to buy a £650 camera? I thought probably not, and B, I've got to see if they've got that in stock. And guess what? They got 2. And I just thought for some stores that were in really good areas where you think, I'm going to sell a few of these, I've heard people say we can't get the stock availability. But what else have we got?
I've got no one I will get my items delivered. Kind of touched on what you mentioned earlier. And actually it's kind of some parts to do with delivery slots. So for example, and I've got a personal experience of getting an all-day delivery slot, so it's between 7 in the morning and 6 in the evening. And it doesn't give the customer the opportunity to then chase it up if it's not arrived in the smaller time slot, because actually I got to 6 o'clock in the evening and my items hadn't arrived. And when I phoned them later on that evening and said, sorry sir, your item's gone to Middlesbrough instead of the Nottingham depot. But it took me to chase that up at the very end of the day before I could do anything about it.
So that's kind of... Okay, let's take another random one, see where that takes us.
Right. Customer needs more stock available on the 3 for 2 offers.
So dare I ask, has anybody else got anything on stock availability? Because I think you might have actually.
To pay my Argos store card, built in store.
Thank you.
Yeah, a lot.
For all stores to be open at the same time, as in a retail park, then are they all going to be late trade? Are high streets going to only trade till 5:30? Because we all currently have very different hours.
Have fast internet access in store to answer my queries.
It's coming.
Because the times we offer to help the customer, we're there for like 15 minutes, it feels like waiting for a page to load.
I've got friendly service every time as well, which is about consistency as well.
Making
Staff available to help on the shop floor at all times.
I need Argos to have enough staff to deliver my order. We seem to always have enough staff to deliver a consistent customer flow, but when it gets busy, that's when things go down. Because we haven't got enough staff at those kind of points.
Okay.
Have someone knowledgeable to help me choose what to buy.
Brilliant, thank you. So product knowledge.
You've got to provide me with the information on the product as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
More staff knowledge on certain items.
That's a goodie. That's different again, I think, but that's fine. So that's about product knowledge as opposed to people being available. Lovely.
In terms of like, you go to one store, can I have some things taken out? Yeah, of course you can. There's like 6, 7 people that can do it. You go to another store, no, the one person that does it's not in this week, so come back later.
Show me what is on special offer, all in one place. So I think
that's brilliant.
There's like 7 or 8 different
influence.
flyers we do, and then you can look online for stuff that isn't in them. And
That's
I
really
struggle
good.
to find stuff for customers, let alone them trying to find it. You know.
Customers coming up to the till, says like one price in the catalogue, and then you go to the till and you say different price, and they say, oh, has it gone down, like, is it on offer? So you don't know that the item that they want is on offer.
Quick, in-stock, product knowledge, value, clear process, great experience and consistent experience on in-store, and post-purchase we've got delivery and returns policy. Fantastic. What we're going to do now, we've got your themes together, so you've done your individual notes, we've kind of talked those through, we've got them into kind of headline themes, and the next thing we do is the scoring to sense how important those themes are. On a scale, and we'll do these on a scale of 1 to 4, 4 being really, really important, 1 being, well, it's kind of interesting, but it's not that critical. Where would you put promotions as an influencer to get people into the store? How important would you say it would be?
That's very, very
critical.
Critical. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of really easy, isn't it? Brilliant. It's not an exact science, but what you get from it is a trend. Really nice comments about this actually, about staff able to help me when I want them and staff available to guide me and what have you. From a customer's perspective, relative importance, who would say that that is a number 4?
We can man the departments, but there's no like extra stuff.
Yeah.
I reckon there must be so many just walkaways when they either can't find what they want or it's the first time they look at it in stock and they just walk off.
It's the times of day as well.
Yeah.
Like in the mornings you normally have like less staff, but then you get a mad rush and you haven't got enough members of staff to cope with it. But in the afternoon you get loads of staff and then you find that it's quiet.
Customers head on, not your own head on, not thinking, oh, I dealt with a really difficult customer last week, but customers head on, so perception of customers and relative importance to the other things in this column. In stock, who would go for number 4 on that? 3. 3. Doing store experience visits, let's say, what's your current promotion at the moment?
It's baby promotion.
Baby promotion, is that going all right?
We're selling lots of push chairs,
Okay. The reason I ask, and it's been a bit cheeky, is that the 3 weeks window that I did the store customer experience assessments in were those 3 weeks that we had relentless horizontal rain everywhere I went, whether I was up north, down south, in the Republic of Ireland, wherever I was getting out of the car and getting absolutely soaked as soon as I opened the car door. What was your main promotion 3 weeks ago? 2-3 weeks ago?
Outdoor
It was table tennis sets and paddling pools and little plastic balls and camping and all the rest of it. And the first week that I went round, you kind of thought, well, this is kind of just unfortunate because retailers get caught out because it's like really bad weather and nobody would have predicted it at this time of year. And you've obviously bought that stock in bulk for promotion, so fair play. You know, hopefully it'll get better. Second week, I'm walking around in horizontal rain thinking they're still trying to sell paddling pools here and outdoor play equipment. Third week, you think they've lost the plot. Why do they still think after 3 weeks of solid rain that promoting paddling pools and outdoor play is going to be a really good idea? And it just kind of struck me, and of course, I guess, and you can tell me if this is right, the challenge for you in store ops is that presumably, because you haven't got a vast amount of back in stock of all your lines, I presume you stock up on the promotional lines, so actually flipping it to something more appropriate would be quite difficult.
Well, I just find that like when you search for other stock in different stores, and like the majority of the time big stores have them in stock, that means the customer's got to travel to go and get it.
Yeah, some customers won't travel.
Yeah, they won't travel.
They don't want to travel.
They don't care that their store is a band one. As a customer, they literally don't care if their store is a band one. But they want all the, they've got the same catalogue as a band 4 store, and they want all the stuff that's in a band 4 store.
Yeah, they don't care that we're a smaller store and we can't stock as much as the bigger ones if it's in the catalogue and they're in Argos.
Yeah. Product knowledge, how do we perform at the moment? Who will go for a 4 on that? 3? 2? 1? 1.5. Relative importance. Customers head on. Consistency of experience, 4? 3?
They're happy with the store. I think it depends, like especially in location where we've got another store within a few minutes walk, and customers are constantly, you know, well, I don't go down there anymore because their service rubbish, or they were like this down there. And
you just go to the store which you.
But like you say, quick is still more important than that. I would say no, you've said it. Quick is still more important than consistency.
But we're not losing those customers, and they're still coming into Argos, even in a different place. If they decide to not go that, it's their choice. It's not matching their.
Let's have a crack at that one again.
I think though, from a customer's point of view, I think consistency would be important though, because you'd want to have the same experience in the store you go to. You want
I think with returns policy, it's particularly important to customers.
Because you'd want to know you've got that same service wherever you go.
It is about great experience, it's about value, and it's about in stock in terms of where we might want to go. And it just means that, and this very much validates with a lot of the other groups that we've done, it means those are the really key things that we need to focus on. So we might do a little bit of work on consistency, but it's only a 1.5 point gap, and actually it's less important. Does that kind of make sense? Mm-hmm. So that's how this approach to doing these kind of focus groups gives us some real clear direction about what we go and do afterwards, as opposed to it kind of having a chat and getting everything off our chest and then going away and thinking, so what do we do now? So thank you so much, and a lot of, as Rob said, a lot of what you've said has resonated with stuff that your colleagues have said and that customers have said, but there's also a few new ones on there as well that haven't come up, so we will write all that up and capture those because they're really good.
There's a lot more points that we could have added to those post-it slips, and if we go back to stores now, and we'll even keep rolling them off, and kind of like need somewhere that we can really downline that to and really actioned.
I think as a business, it's certainly felt as though we've moved away from the importance of the customer and the roles that we do. So it's nice to actually come together and realise just how important it is, and you know, we can focus on sales and things, but without those customers we haven't got business.